You ever been the smart friend, not the funny one, not the cool one, just the one they used when they needed something? That was me. They used to call me the calculator. Not because I liked numbers, but because I always ended up running the math on whatever dumb scheme they thought would make us rich. Sneaker resales, crypto tokens, a juice stand that lasted 2 days before they got bored and left me to clean it up. And still I stayed, because being half included felt better than being invisible. They'd let me hang around during their big talks. 2 a.m. garage hangouts with Mountain Dew, cheap chips, and dreams way too big for our suburb. They'd talk about who'd get rich first, who'd lose their virginity first, and I'd just nod along like, yeah, man, I'm sure Ashley from Algebra is just dying to give it to you on prom night. Like I even knew what I was talking about. Who knows? Maybe she was. Maybe he did. I never asked. Just laughed when they laughed, paid when they forgot their wallets, gave rides when they had none, helped one of them cheat on his chemistry final because you're good with words, bro, but never got invited when it actually mattered, unless someone else canceled. I was never plan A. Always just the easy replacement. And maybe that doesn't sound cruel to you, but after enough years of that, you start feeling like background noise in your own life, like you're just a spare piece on someone else's board, waiting to be picked up only when the real game breaks. It was my 17th birthday. I'd been planning it for weeks, saved up every dollar I could, booked this rooftop downtown with fairy lights, a rented speaker, even a cotton candy machine. I thought they'd think was funny. I brought the PS5 from home, ordered their favorite pizza, made a custom Spotify playlist with inside jokes in the titles. I got there early, laid everything out, even practiced how I'd greet them when they walked in, and then I waited. One texted, "Bro, family dinner popped up, sorry man." Another posted an Instagram story at another party with people I didn't even know, and the third just stopped responding. I sat there for 2 hours, alone, just me, melting cotton candy, cold pizza, and songs that started to feel like they were mocking me. The waitress asked if my friends were still coming. I told her, yeah, just running late. But we both knew. Everyone around knew. I went home with all the leftovers in a plastic bag, and I told my parents it went great. But that night, something in me shifted. I didn't cry or scream. I just laid there in bed staring at the ceiling, and the silence was louder than anything. It echoed all those years of me giving and them taking. And then 3 weeks later, like clockwork, one of them texted me a photo of his math homework with the message, "Yo, can you solve this?" And I stared at it for 5 minutes, then solved it anyway, because some part of me still hoped that being useful would finally mean being seen. That maybe if I helped one more time, they'd finally treat me like I mattered. But when I hit send and he replied with, "The bro," that was the second wake-up call, because people like that don't suddenly grow empathy. They don't wake up and decide to be good to you. They just remember you when it's convenient. I stopped answering messages, ghosted the group chat, stopped reacting to their posts, and drifted through the halls like a shadow, headphones in, no eye contact. And the wild part was, they didn't even notice. No one asked where I'd gone. No one checked in. It was like I vanished from their little world, and the balance didn't shift an inch. And yeah, it stung, but then something cracked open in me, like fine. If I was this disposable, then maybe I could build something where I wasn't. I sold my PS5, got this janky secondhand laptop, learned how to use Canva, watched endless tutorials with a cracked mic and a half-broken desk lamp. My first design job was $5, just a dumb Instagram icon for some girl in Florida. But that $5, it felt better than any of their fake laughs or "yo, you're the man" shoulder slaps. It meant someone saw me for what I made, not what I could give for free. I started grinding. Logos, layouts, branding kits. I'd fall asleep editing thumbnails, skip lunch just to get a $5 order done, and I didn't post about it, didn't make it some underdog journey on TikTok. I just worked, because for the first time I had something that was mine. No one could take it, no one could fake it, and every dollar I earned was a piece of proof that I existed on my own terms, not as a filler in someone else's highlight reel. Eventually I moved into bigger projects, e-commerce stores, animations, faceless YouTube channels. I started studying how people scaled content, how niches worked, how to monetize without showing your face, and I got obsessed. I'd fall asleep with a browser open on thumbnails and audience retention graphs. I was chasing something I couldn't name. Freedom maybe, or validation that didn't come with a "bro, can you spot me this one time" at the end. And slowly it started working. Not in some viral overnight kind of way, just drip by drip. $30 gigs, then $200 retainers, then $1,000 months. I invested back in gear, took online courses, messed up a lot, redesigned, relaunched, pivoted. I stayed up until sunrise some nights editing scripts for a faceless video channel that made like $12 a week, and I loved it because it was mine. Every mistake, every late night idea, every small win, all mine. And then one night, scrolling mindlessly through my DMs, I saw his name again. The guy who ditched me on my birthday. He said, "Yo, you're blowing up FR." And I didn't even feel anything. No heat in my chest, no pride, no anger, just quiet. And that quiet was the loudest growth of all. A few weeks ago, they all came back like ghosts I didn't summon. One sent a voice message acting like we were still boys. Another commented fire emojis under a photo of my desk setup. The third said he was trying to get into tech too, and asked if I had any tips, like I was some free course with a heartbeat. And I sat there staring at the screen, rereading their names, their messages, their sudden interest. And it all just felt so hollow, because what they were looking for wasn't reconnection. It was proximity to whatever I'd built. And I'd built a lot. I started a small productivity tool for students that tanked, then another project helping micro-creators land brand deals without middlemen, and that one stuck, messy as hell, but it solved a real problem. I reinvested every dime, built a team, scaled, failed, scaled again, and now it's one of 3 businesses I run. One focuses on scholarships, one on AI for schools, and that third one, it cleared over $12 million this year. And no, I don't say that to brag. I say it because the boy sitting alone on a rooftop on his birthday deserved to know he was capable of building something that couldn't be ignored. Not because it was loud, but because it was real. And if you're watching this thinking, maybe you're the calculator in your friend group, the backup, the filler, the second choice. Maybe it's time to stop proving yourself to people who've already decided they won't respect you. Not out of hate, but out of habit. And some people's habits aren't your fault. You're not crazy. You're not dramatic. You're just finally seeing clearly. And when you finally see clearly, you don't go back.